Hi and welcome. My name's Renee. This is going to be a June 2019 collective divine feminine energy reading. There's a lot going on and I really want to delve in. I know there's a lot of us that while we understand the shifts that we're going through, we're looking for some answers. So I'm going to get started. Now, as I was delving into my meditation before I started this, as I was grounding in to receive messages for the divine feminine, I did hear very clearly that we are in the process of releasing karmic bonds, past karmic bonds from past lives and from this life. And you may find yourself in a place of tapping into energies that you're not really understanding. Maybe you're reliving memories of people, you're bumping into people that you've dated in the past, that you've let go of, that you have no idea why they're coming back up. And it's just a release of the energy. I think the best thing to do is not to dig too far into it, not to think too much into it, just be in the space of allowing and surrender. If they come through, allow them to come up and allow them to leave. The more we hold on to things like that, the longer we stay in the situation, and we're just building more karma, really. Okay. Okay, so the lust card has come up, which really dives into what I was just saying. Holding strong in that feeling, allowing that feeling to not become your own. Don't make it your own. Don't give it a name. Don't give it an opinion. It may also bring up feelings of lust and past relationships and things that have gone on, which could make you question the situation you're in now. It's also going to bring up past hurts in ways that people have been sneaky to you or have made you feel less than worthy. So the infinity sign's coming up a lot here, and I'm getting the sense of a repeated pattern, and Spirit's telling me a repeated pattern. So break that cycle of overthinking. Stop trying to own everything that's coming through. Let it be. Give it peace. Okay, we have 9 of discs and the High Priestess. So you're coming into, and we're heading into, as we're heading into this period, we're heading into the age of Aquarius, which is taking on our rightful place as a divine feminine. And for so long, we've almost had to hide that and be in fear of that. It is scary. We have past generations of females having to hide their abilities, hide their gifts, hide what makes them vulnerable, but also what makes them so strong. So what I'm getting from that is that it's time to come into balance and not use wounded male energy to protect ourselves anymore. That it's okay to be vulnerable and that we have the strength, and we're coming back to this Lion card, we have the strength to be able to protect ourselves without having to be aggressive or loud. Our natural feminine energy is very strong, and we're mothers, we're daughters, we're protective. This one's speaking to me about family life. 9 of discs. It's taking life by the reins. It's no longer allowing the masculine to be making decisions for you. And I think you've found in the past when you have relied or allowed them to sort of take the reins, things haven't ended up where you've wanted them to. So I think it's a balance. It's surrendering to them, but also making sure that your intuition is being followed, because we're going back to the High Priestess here, and it's a very intuitive card, and it's emotional, and I think balance with the masculine on having your needs met and your emotional needs met. So if decisions are being made, making sure that they're hitting each of those. Okay, so we have another prince coming up. This is all very new energy, and it's very scary energy, and it's bringing in our egos. Our egos are jumping in to protect us. We almost feel like we have to watch everybody who's coming our way. We're raw and vulnerable to our intuition's kicking in so deeply that we're raw and vulnerable to all the energies coming as well. So we're as much as we're trying to balance into this surrender, we're also in protection mode. I think it's really important that while we're in this phase, that we don't slip out of our emotions, that we don't allow fear to repress them. And while they are coming up and while we are balancing, it's important that we take a look at our shadow sides and maybe come out of victim mode and make sure that we're not always pointing the finger. Where are we going wrong? How have we contributed to this? Because I do find a lot that it's very easy to point the finger at the masculine and be like, well, you're doing this and you're doing that, but we don't see our contribution to the situation. And when we get in that tit for tat energy, it never ends well. It explodes at some point. The tit and the tat are going to get so big that they end up just imploding on us. And if we keep shutting down that shadow side of us, it comes out in very manipulative, sneaky ways that we don't even recognize. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm getting a sense of a Gemini. So someone might be dealing with a Gemini energy. And if that's the case, if that's you, I'm hearing very clearly that the message for you is to communicate. Raw, open communication. Or if you are a Gemini, that message is also for you. See another prince. We're in new territory. We're multifaceted. We are more than just who we've been told we've been for so long. And I think all this attention and all this newness has almost taken all our attention from the masculine and put it onto us. We are seeing the levels of us that make us who we are, and we're stepping into each of them. Like we're being called out. This is you. Do you want it? And we're taking it and we're stepping into it, and we're doing it without fear. As I'm saying this, I'm clairvoyantly seeing all these women stand up and rise into who they are and step forward to each of these obstacles that we're being faced with and just plowing through them. And it's not like an explosion plow through them. It's just this quiet strength. I'm also hearing that a group of you are really stepping into your clairvoyant abilities as I speak of them. You're meditating more, and this is opening you up. So the message with that is when you are meditating, take time to explore other realms. There are messages for you in those realms if you take the time to explore them. Step forward without fear. You are divinely protected. Okay. we're going back into that tit for tat energy, and if you're in a situation with your masculine where you are arguing back and forth about things and it's just getting to the point where you're hurting each other, there's no more communication, you're hurting each other for the sake of hurting each other, blow it out, let it go. You don't need to reply to that message, you don't need to pick up the phone and take their bait, because what they're actually doing is just trying to get your attention, and it's distracting you from where you need to be right now. Unless the communication is productive, let it be. And it's distracting him from his path, from what he needs to do. He needs your attention so he doesn't have to focus on the healing he's being asked to do now. And trust. Trust is a big one. You need trust to be able to surrender. This is fate. You can't fuck this up. Whether it be this lifetime or next lifetime, this is an infinite connection. So you don't have to hold on. You don't have to grasp so tightly. It will move forward to be exactly what it needs to be, and exactly what you have both agreed on before you entered into this life. Everything you're going through right now is part of your soul contract. So what you're doing right now, as messy as that may look or as heartbroken as you may feel, it's exactly where you need to be. I'm getting a lot of surrender energy from this Wheel of Fortune. It's the completion. And it's the completion of your karmic debt. You're stepping into a place, you've reached the end of that cycle where you're paying off past karma, where you're fixing this karma from this lifetime. It's painful and it's ripping at you. It's hard to release things that are our comfort zone, even when they're not good for us. So there's going to be a period of grief. You're going to feel like you're grieving and you're not even aware of what you're grieving. Letting go of aspects of ourselves is always hard, even if they no longer serve us. Then we have the Nine of Swords. We are right there. We are near contentment. This Gemini energy is coming up really big. The butterfly here is... It's out of its cocoon, but it's not pieced together, it's not aligned. It's not seeing itself for who it truly is, so it's right there ready to step into its power, but it's unaware of what its power is. That comes from too much focus on the masculine. I mean, no one wants to hear this. It's hard to divert your focus, but it should be done. It shouldn't be done so that the masculine, out of spite or out of fear or out of anything. It should be done because you're ready to step into you. I'm feeling, as I'm saying this fear of extinction, a fear of the relationship becoming extinct, of him forgetting you, but you need to keep reminding yourself that this connection goes above this realm, that a few realms up, you're already connected and you split as you come down into these realms. Okay, so I'm seeing this repeated pattern, and this is a repeated pattern with the masculine. You're finding yourself back in the same situation that you were when you started, and you're almost feeling defeated. But remind yourself that healing is a spiral. You may have dealt with this situation before, but you dealt with it with an awareness that was much smaller than it is now. Your awareness is much more vast. Your healing is more vast. You're coming at this from a space of consciousness that you were unaware that you could get to. And look back on your views, on your judgments, how you lived your life, what you watched on TV, and look at where you are now. That will be a great quick indicator of how far you've really come. And then we have the Six of Wands. Everything is happening as it should be. You are a divine being. You are aligned. I'm hearing, and so it is. If you decide you're aligned, and so it is. As above and so below. What you are and your connection that exists above exists here. Believe it and trust it, and it will start to manifest into your world. There's also a lot of Leo energy in this reading. I didn't mention it before, but it's coming back up and Spirit's not letting me avoid it. I want to delve into this oracle. The perfection of your life, and it's that flower of life that's showing up in both cards. It's that unity, that wholeness, that you are one. You are one with your divine masculine, and believe that. Okay, so as I'm doing this, Spirit's bringing me back down to the Prince of Cups, and it's telling me to beware or not give into people's thoughts and opinions about you. Your union, your connection, whether you're living it, whether you're in separation, is very shiny to other people, and they feel that off you, and they want a piece of that. So they're either going to come at you and try and it's all shiny. They want to know what's going on. That they might want some of it. They might want to take you down. They might be envious of what's going on. Or they might be going to your masculine and saying things that not necessarily true to make you look, to make you shine in a light that's not yours. Don't give in to that. That's what I'm hearing very clearly. Let people speak. Nothing in this physical realm can affect where your connection actually lies. While your human might get upset and get worried, that's it, it's just human. And this connection is divine. What is already with you? You have all the tools. And those butterflies are back. This reading's, the energy of this reading is really just pushing you to stand up and stand in your glory. Okay, Four of Swords, you're reflecting on his behavior and your behavior. It's running around. You're going back into old text messages, old pictures. You're reliving the happiness of that space you have been in with your twin. This is a good thing. This is coming up so you can put that energy back into what will be your union. It's keeping you from being in a space that's angry or upset or resentful. If you're finding that you're struggling with judging, with thinking hurtful thoughts, these are all energies that you are putting on him, but they're coming straight back at you. They're hitting that mirror and coming straight back at you, and it's stopping you from being able to heal. So every time you find that yourself in that space, take some time and look back on the things and reflect on the reasons you're wanting this union in the first place. And we're tired. The feminine are tired. There's been a lot of hard work, and it's been intricate work. It's not just the big stuff. It's the little things, the things that no one else notices. No one else notices. Feel proud of these things. And you're going to start leading the way. You're coming out of this space of denying yourself. So maybe it's time to start dating. Maybe it's time to find a new hobby. Stop denying yourself the pleasures in life because you feel like he's your only pleasure. This will bring you balance. It's not only going to bring you balance, it's going to, well, it is going to bring you balance. And when you get that balance between the spiritual part of the relationship and the physical part of the relationship, it's less pressure. It's less pressure. Sometimes we focus so much on the fact that we're twin flames, and at the end of the day, what does that part of it really matter as long as we're both healing and both becoming the best people we can be? And that's something that we should always be looking at. Am I behaving? Am I being the best divine feminine I can be regardless of their behavior? And am I cheerleading them or holding space for them or sending enough love for them so they can be the best person they can be? And do I withhold that love when they're not behaving for me in a way they should? Okay, so the Emperor's come up, which is a big father energy. So either your masculine might be triggering you in ways that you need healing from your father, or you might find that your father has opinions on your relationship. You're moving out of that space. You're going to, and now that I've brought it up, you can acknowledge it, and you're going to speak your way through this situation. This is new for you, and there's also new things coming in for you. This new empowerment is starting to show you other areas of your life that you're like, you know what? They're not respecting me either. My worth's not there either. It's time for me to move on. This is a whole life resurfacing. It's renovations. You're doing complete renovations to your life. Aces, 2 aces. It's all new. Newness is coming in. This Ace of Rods is very loud, and it's very showy, and it's that chest out and proud. These are the changes I have made. Step up and meet me at my level now if you're ready to jump on board. If you're not, then it's time to step back because I'm moving forward regardless. Do that in love though. Don't do that out of spite. You don't need to come at him with a you're not stepping up, you're not meeting me here. He's still at he's exactly where he needs to be for what you both have agreed on. He's learning the lessons he needs to learn right now to become the person you want him, you need him to be. Okay, we have a Sagittarius as well. No, I'm not going to do that one. Acrylic nails and tarot do not mix on a hard surface. Then again, acrylic nails make everything hard to pick up on a hard surface. Right, ladies? Oh, there goes the whole deck. Now, I know I've been harping on about the healing side of things, but it's just so prevalent for us right now. And energetically, we're almost at a standstill until we get past this. Ancient wisdom. We are channeling, at the moment, we are channeling in knowledge that has almost been hidden from us by choice. You know, the witch trials and other past karmic issues that stopped us from being the feminines we need to be. It's all flooding in now. It's safe for it to flood in. We have reached a consciousness, a frequency where we can integrate this wisdom in and be able to use it for our advantage. So if you're getting witchy vibes, if you're picking up stuff from Egypt, goddesses, you're tapping into your ancestral past. This is knowledge that belongs to you, and use it. Don't be fearful of it. The sacred woman, the shaman, the healer. Very big here. She has her heart chakra on her hand. She's giving that love forward. She's holding space. The Rainbow Reviver. This one here. I want you to get a good look at. This one's absolutely beautiful. She's having fun again. You're having fun again. It's time for you to have fun again. It's time for you to be a child. It's time for you to laugh. This doesn't have to be so serious. We get one life too. We want to waste it stressing and worrying. And I know those situations are hard. I know that there is separation and the pain and the connection is so intense that it's almost painful. But you're built for this. We were built for this. We can push through that. We can find the silver lining in the situation. Resolving conflict. Now down below here there's 3 words: empathy, compassion, understanding. It's reminding us not to be hurt by the other person's behavior, not to put up with it, to set boundaries, but to understand it's not personal. This is all about them and how they feel about themselves. This is their trauma from their childhood. This is issues from their mother. This is absent fathers. This is pain they're carrying forward that they're too fearful to face, that we've been facing all this time, so they have a safe space to be able to approach this, and it's coming up now. The feminine's rising, and it's not just rising in us, it's rising in the feminine aspect of them, and they're in their feelings, they're feeling their emotions. We need to be compassionate about that. Just want to check I'm not waffling on too long. See, and there's that connection. It doesn't go, and you're feeling them in that space, and you're wanting to jump in, you're wanting to save them, you're wanting to be the person that takes it all away, but we can't. And that's why we have things like karmic partners and soul contracts from other people, so they can learn these lessons. The energy between twin flames is so dynamic and so explosive that if they were stripping away this drastically and this quickly, as we are now heading into this ascension, at a soul level, it would damage us. We have to allow them to do that with people who don't carry that same energetic connection. And we have to, it's a safeguard. The frequency of this earth is rising. It's our job to make sure it rises. If we get that explosive with our twin, we're bringing down that frequency. Death, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. And it's death to old ways, it's death to their old ways. They're finally, as much as they're holding on so tightly to their old patterns, they're being taken away from them anyway. So rejoice that they're getting to that point where they're able to move forward. Zen, take your time, feel calm, trust. Mind shift. We are shifting so fast right now. You will probably notice you're feeling dizzy, you're feeling your appetite's going, your sleep's all messed up, you're seeing repeating numbers. We are moving so fast into the next phase of energy. We are shifting through timelines. the quickest way to be able to do that is to have an open heart chakra, to have it healed, and that will be your portal into shifting into a better timeline, into a timeline that better serves your needs. If you're constantly triggering yourself with their behavior unnecessarily, it's your heart chakra is going to freak out and close itself and retreat. Kaleidoscope, change your perspectives, look at them through the eyes of love. It's all love, baby. It's all love. That's what you need to keep reminding yourself. And love doesn't come with judgment. I'm seeing road trips. I'm seeing holidays, swimming. It's time to let go, have fun. We've made it there. While it doesn't feel like it, we've made it there now. It all just needs to unfold. So stop worrying, stop stressing, stop trying to control the situation. Just let it be. Walk away from that mindset. Sorry, I'm just looking for what deck Spirit's telling me to grab next. Okay, body talks come up. For a long time we've been in our feelings, for a long time we've been in our thoughts, we're neglecting our bodies are tired. The spiritual journey, this mountain we've climbed is starting to reflect on us, our body. You're getting us, your back's hurting, but I'm also now hearing from Spirit as well. You're going to be feeling a lot of mysterious aches and pains. There's a lot of, especially around the ovary area, the uterus area, where ancestral trauma is being released and where you are carrying the pain of this lifetime that you haven't been able to address. So if you're feeling achy, it's coming up and it's going to be released. Positive energy surrounds you. Love, joy, and good fortune awaits. A real abundance mindset, an abundance energy is just flowing in. It's ready to explode. Birth, universal energy brings opportunity and possibility, but I'm also feeling a physical birth on this realm. I don't know if somebody's expecting and they're not with their twin and they're expecting and they're remember that sometimes birth and the anticipation of a child and the responsibility that comes with a child is very triggering for both the masculine and the feminine, and it can put us on high alert. So if that's you and you're sitting there listening and you are pregnant, and trust that the energy will calm down and your child will get exactly the life that you want for them. It will come to fruition. This message is very specific, so it is for you. I think you're feeling right now it is for you. Judgment, let go of judgment. Stop judging his path, how he's doing it. You do it better. I'm feeling like you're watching him make these moves and thinking, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you just do X, Y, and Z, we can get here, we can be in union, life's going to be great, we don't have to worry anymore. But he seems to, like, this is the route, and he seems to be going here and then coming in a little bit and then going back out, and it's driving you crazy. Let go of the judgment. Let him follow that path, however that looks. At every little inch of that path he's going on, he needs to do it. Otherwise, he's going to come to you, and you're going to be in that situation of having to revisit all those places. The letter C is coming through very clearly and clairvoyantly, and an R. This summer's going to be the last of those tower moments, of those trauma moments. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm seeing a train ride. Someone's booking a train ride, leaving a situation, going out for the day to release stuff. There's like some sort of event on that you'll, it could be a concert, could be an outdoor concert. It's something that you might have gone to with your twin in the past, and this year you weren't going to go, but you're going to push forward and do it anyway. That's significant for you. It's going to create a frequency that will shift for the both of you. Okay, I'm seeing job interviews. I'm seeing waitressing, and I'm also seeing office work. So someone has a job interview coming up. Your confidence you need to lift it, you need to manifest it, you need to believe it, you need to see it. Do some magic work if you need to. Put it out there, believe it, light some candles. Do all the things that help you gain confidence. Goals. It's okay to set goals, and it's okay to set long-term goals without your masculine. It doesn't mean they're not coming. I'm seeing someone wanting to buy a house and almost being in a position to buy a house, and they're begging, etherically, they're begging their twin to catch up, that they need their help to move forward with this goal. That they want it to be a goal they did to get. You want it to be a goal that you do with your masculine, but I'm being told move forward anyway. The beware cards come up. Beware of putting your trust in your masculine right now in the physical. He may be using old toxic patterns to manipulate, to get you in a position that he wants you to be in that works for him. Now, this isn't something we have to judge. This is just something we have to be weary of. Creativity, and I feel like this is revolved around children. It could be your inner child, or it could be your children. One of them is very talented in art. Spirit's telling me to push this, so if that's your child, push it. I'm also seeing learning a new musical instrument. I'm seeing a violin. Now remember, sometimes our children come in to help us navigate this path too, and it's so subtle, and just as we're teaching them, they teach us just as much. So it's important that we push these creativities in them, because they're part of our ancestral lines too. As they're healing, as they're getting creative, as they're getting in touch with ourselves, that energy is running back up through the collective, through our lines, through generations of the women that have come before us. Or men, if you're a masculine, or if you're a male watching this with feminine energy. Okay, and at this point, I'm getting a big tap to say your ancestors are waiting to speak to you. Reach out to them. Channel them. Channel your masculine if you need to. If you're not in communication in this realm, you have access to them in other realms. Speak to them there. Awakening. He's awakening. He is. It may look like he's not, but remember when we awakened? Remember how crazy we felt? Remember how our life turned upside down? That's their problem. They're struggling to accept it. We're struggling to accept that the chaotic mess they're in, or the cold shoulder they're giving you, or the lack of emotion you're getting from them, is actually any sort of forward motion. Self-love. While they're in this space, you are them, they are you. Fill yourself with self-love. You are not separate. Every inch of every time you fill your cup, they're filling your cup. You are one. Okay, now before we finish this off, because I have been, and it just keeps going back to the same thing. We're rising up. The divine feminine is coming into their power. We are coming into our power. I almost want to get preachy with this because it's time. It's really time. The sooner we do this, the sooner we can shift as a collective. The collective energy, Gaia's energy, has been waiting for this feminine to rise up and join and align so that we can move forward together. This is so much bigger than your twin flame union. This is so much bigger than the karmic and everything going on. This is totality. This is union. And we are the microcosm of the total union of Gaia. Queen of Wands. We're finishing off with the divine feminine, all fiery, standing in her power. She has the cheater under control. So if you're in a situation where your masculine has been cheating, that will be under control when you come into union. He will not be, he will change his spots, so to speak. Okay, feminines, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My readings are very healing based. Sometimes I don't like to focus too much on what the masculine's doing because it diverts our attention, and I know they don't make the videos popular, and they won't make them popular. But we've got a mission. Let's not forget this twin flame journey is a mission, and let's all help each other to rise up and move forward. I love you all so much, and I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you watching. Energetically, that fills me with so much love. Enjoy your June. We'll speak soon.